go, Poopy. We're all clipped in and hooked up and ready to roll. Well, hey there, everyone. Let's try that again. I felt like I really mumbled through that. Hey there, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Hope everything's going well. Let's cross. Yeah, today we're out here with a little brief catch-up, as brief as I make it, you know me. But mainly, I'll be trying to respond to some comments. It is a beautiful fall evening, and so we have a ton of pedestrians, etc. So just keep that in mind. I may be having to take several awkward pauses as we get around people, but yeah, we've got the crunch of the leaves and everything is fall here. It is the 7th of October at the time of filming this, a Monday. And so yeah, got home from work about half an hour ago, came home, ate some cold leftover roasted veggies that I made last night, and just kind of scarfed those down because I wanted something, and now we're out. So yeah, just a quick update. I'll do a full vlog later on this week to go up next week. I'm liking this once a week vlog thing where we do like a full life and diamond painting update, but I'll give you a brief thing. Life's going good. Everything's going good. Apollo and I went on a really nice hike over the weekend. I didn't film. I listened to an audiobook that I'm listening to for work. And yeah, I'll talk more about that if I remember that book. But so yeah, I did that. Went and hung out with my mom the next day. And we decided, just with cost of that trip, the plane tickets were in the $2,000 range, $2,000 plus. So I was just like, look, I really want to go. I really want to do this thing. Make sure that you're traveling okay. And had you said we're going to do this major trip in a year, that would have been a different story. But to say we're doing this major trip in 2 months, it just wasn't super practical, I guess, for me, especially since I'm trying to save and I'm right at the cusp of being able to pay off debt and just be a lot more happy with everything from a finances standpoint. Like, I'm like a month away from seeing the fruits of paying off my car and bills and stuff. And so I'm like, to drop $2,100 or whatever it is on plane tickets right now would just put me back in potentially stressed zone, and I'm so close. So I'm like, let me get savings up. Let me get to a place where plunking down that for a relatively short notice trip is something that I can do without incurring stress or worrying about other stuff. I'm so close. But I just don't think it's practical. And she was like, I agree. I think that's fair. And she was like, with my health and how things are going, I'm not sure if it's a great idea for me to jump and do this. Because we're talking, when we looked at all the travel, we're talking like 23 hours or something of travel for the first leg, including like flights and buses and everything. Hold on, potty break. So yeah, it's like 20 something hours of travel between the flights and the buses to get to our first destination. And then every day was, we take a bus here, walk a mile, and we hop on a bus here, and we get a chartered bus here, and then this and that. And I'm like, this just, even for me, is going to, it sounds like a very intense, taxing trip, which if you're ready for that, great. But I just, I don't want to speak for my mom, but I do know her very well. And I've seen her when we go do like bigger activities where you're on your feet all day and here and there and everywhere. And it takes a toll, it takes a toll. And so she did, acknowledge that. And she's like, I don't want to get all the way there and I'm sick or just not feeling well from all that travel, and then all I want to do is sit in a hotel in Thailand the whole time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you said it, So I think, here's what I think would be, oh my gosh, my pants just unbuttoned from Apollo's leash. Apollo, my pants came undone because the leash was moving. I was like, why is my pocket so low? Like, I have my pants halfway down in the park. Oh my God. Either we would do a trip like this with big travel, get to a single destination, be it Thailand or Vietnam or whatever, and spend an entire week at that one location, and then maybe go to the next one, but like one city, and then travel from there. And maybe it's a resort where things are all taken care of and it's appropriate to be just hanging out on the beach at the resort for a few days to regroup and relax and unwind, and that's kind of the purpose. But this trip is like, and we're going to see this, and then we take a bus 4 hours north and then go to this city, visit that, see the sights, come over here. Like, this is a whistle stop all over the place trip that my stepdad is planning for himself, which makes sense for him. I just don't know if that's the right move. So I think like a resort style, single destination with maybe some tours. But this whole like, okay, pack it up, get in the bus, move into the next city. We're there for 2 nights, pack it up, get on the bus, 6 hours. Now we're over here, it's just, I don't know. And then I also told her, I was like, I also could see us doing a cruise, a Southeast Asian cruise, where we are on the ship, go to these cities, can get off, see the sights for a few hours, check off some boxes, get back on the ship for a day or two, relax, rinse and repeat, So she agreed, and I was like, I just think that would make more sense, as far as how demanding a trip, how demanding of a trip those would be versus what he's planning. Like, I love the idea of it. These are all bucket list places that I'd love to visit, but I need way more months, if not an extra 6 months to 9 months of notice than what we're proposing here, to financially and Apollo wise plan for this. And I just think this style of trip isn't the best move for you, or maybe even me, So we're going to postpone it. We'll do something like this again. We'll do something like this in the future. This was just trying to shoehorn ourselves into something too late, So I love the idea of it. I will do it. And I want to do a big trip like that with my mom at some point. But I'd love to be like, we're going on a cruise together. I'll pay for it. We're going to go see the Mediterranean, or we're going to go do something like that. So that's going to be a personal goal of mine maybe in the next 2 years, is to do some sort of Europe or Mediterranean cruise and take her along. That way we have the option to just relax, and not stress about like, okay, we got to be up at 4 a.m. because we've got a 3-hour bus ride on some, local public transit in a foreign, a country that's foreign to us, and then make sure that, it's just the logistics seem, the more and more I thought about it, I was like, this is going to be, I don't know if this is going to be quote unquote fun for any of us. And I think I made a joke to her. I was like, I just worry that it's going to be a bad time. And she's like, a bad time for who? Me or Tom, which is stepdad Tom. And I was like, well, I think you'll have a bad time and then you will make it a bad time for him. And she just laughed. It's like, I just don't know. So yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. But so that's kind of how that played out. So I'm not going to go. I already had Pennsylvania and Mexico on the books for next year. I think that'll be more than sufficient. And now that I'm not doing this Asia trip, I'll most likely do a full week in Pennsylvania so I can go to Hershey Park or whatever. Do a whole thing, maybe even go to New York. I've never been there. And then have a week break in between, most likely, and then go to Mexico for a week, and that'll be the long and short of it. It always weirds me out when people pull in front of us in park. I'm like, you're not gonna steal my dog. So yeah, so that's a little update there. Just being practical and being practical about the situation had led us to just holding off on a big trip like that for now. So yeah, I got my Airbnb for Breckenridge for the conference in 3 weeks. So I'll be doing that. So I have 2 days in a company appointed Airbnb, and then within just in the same block of condos, I got my own for the weekend. So we will have to move units halfway through the trip, going from the company paid one to the one I'm paying for. So we'll have to move units, but I'll get to keep Apollo up there for the weekend. So I'll be there from Wednesday through Sunday in 3 weeks. So I will be probably doing some vlogging. I'm trying to figure out which diamond painting to bring. I'm thinking we'll do, I don't know. I was thinking about bringing Medi, but Medi is such a huge diamond painting. I'm like, do I really want to haul that thing? And like, where will I even be able to unravel that monstrosity? So I may end up bringing Phases by Yume Art because that's a little bit more manageable. We'll see. Which brings us to diamond painting. I plan on filming my announcement video for Mukamania this week, and that'll go up this week at some point. I just need to write a quick script for it, and then I'll be good. So we've got that. And yeah, as far as, I won't go over all of my projects, but I'll just go over changes. I did my unboxing of Patroclus, an abstract from Diamond Art Emporium I did that yesterday, and it's edited, and you should have already seen it by the time this goes up. I have it scheduled for tomorrow morning. So you'll have seen those, and I already kitted up Patroclus. I decided to kit that up, and I'm going to start working on it because I want to give as quick of feedback or quick impressions as I start working that up to everyone. Probably by next week. Maybe I'll bring Patroclus up to Breckenridge. So as early as next week, give you kind of my initial thoughts and feelings on working on that kit. Hop up. Hop up. And then I decided, as far as kitting up goes, I have plenty of storage containers. let me just kit up some stuff just to have it kitted up. I don't know why. I'm just in the mood. So I had Abstract from Diamond Art Emporium in the living room. I also had Cafe Terrace at Night from Van Gogh from Diamond Painting Shop sitting in the living room. It wasn't out in the garage. I might take that back to the garage and not kit it up. I don't know yet. My thought was I wanted to have a Diamond Painting Shop project kitted up because I haven't touched one in a minute. So who knows, may or may not kit that up. And then I have some Diamond Art Club kits on their way. Mentioned it in the last vlog that I gave in and purchased Jasper C and that other Yume art one. So I will most likely be kitting one or both of those up as well. Hop up. Go on. Go on. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Good boy. Okay. What do you smell? Come on, let's go. So yeah, I'll probably be kitting up one or both of those as well to get those going. Hop up. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Nice. Nice, that was pretty solid. Okay, come on. So yeah, there was a third one I got. I ended up getting 3 kits from Diamond Art Club. Let me look at I don't even remember. It was just like, sure. Come on, this way. I'm gonna go to the Diamond Art Club app real quick. We'll probably only answer a few comments, so it's getting dark already. Account, orders. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, so I got the Heaven Beneath from Yume Art. It's annoying that it doesn't let you just click on your order in the app so you can see it, see the full, the listing. But I got Heaven Beneath from Yume Art. I got Jasper C. And then I got Plague Doctor from Christopher Lavelle. Now, that kit wouldn't normally be my cup of tea from a color standpoint because it's kind of in grayscale, but it is one of the rare round kits from Christopher Lavelle, and so I thought I might be able to dress that up with some metallics and stuff, and I just think it's a cool kit. It's an interesting kit for maybe even Halloween. I will not get to it this year, but it's a cool kit. It's very interesting, and I did read a little bit about Christopher Lavelle's thought process, or kind of his creative process when he made Plague Doctor in an article I read for researching the Question of Reality paint along. And so it piqued my interest, and I was like, oh, so I went to Diamond Art Club and I was like, oh, it's sold out, but it was cool to kind of hear his little story about creating that piece. And so I saw it restocked, so I got that, Heaven Beneath, and Jasper C. So I'll probably pick 2 of those to kit up, the Heaven Beneath, and then I'll either pick Jasper C or Plague Doctor as my next round, most likely. Yeah, I will have a bunch more kits kitted up, ready to go for 2025. So yeah, and I did work on Medi last night. I did about half a section and then I was tired and I went to bed. So yeah. So I'll probably work on that some more tonight, finish that section, and that'll put me, I'll be done with another row once that one's done. Okay, come on, buddy. Come on, sniffy boy. So yeah, that's all the updates. Plant update, which will probably be a new category since I'm getting back into caring for plants. My shipment that has my 2 hanging baskets and my banana tree is on its way. It'll be here on Thursday. And once those get in, I'll take stock of their current status, see what kind of stress shipping did to them, get them rehabbed and acclimated to the house and out of shipment. I got my humidifier in, so the banana plant will have some humidity next to it. And I found a spot where it'll get some decent light all day long. It's kind of on a southwestern facing window, so it should get some decent light throughout the day, but I am considering getting a small, because the grow light that I have is massive. It would light up the whole first floor. It's like an industrial growing light that I got when I worked at a greenhouse, like a massive greenhouse. So it's meant to cover like a couple hundred square feet for each light. So I don't need anything that powerful. It's like blindingly bright. So I might find like a small little grow light to put next to the plant, next to the humidifier, and give it its own little climate. Come on, bud. And then I put together a shopping list because I got rid of all this stuff when I moved, but to get some fertilizer, some new soil, because once they get acclimated, they sent me pictures of the plants before they box them up and ship them to show what the condition of them was at the time of shipping. So I know that the banana plant is in a small container. It's going to need to be repotted once it gets settled in. So I put on my shopping list some cocoa coir and perlite and a soil mix for it. So I have soil on my shopping list for this weekend, cocoa coir, soil, cocoa coir, perlite, fertilizer, and then some pest spray just in case. It's nice to have it. So I put my little shopping list together. It's all from a brand called Fox Farm, which I've used in the past, and it's really good stuff. So yeah, I'll get all that stuff this weekend, and then I'll have my plants ready to go, and I'll shop for a bigger pot for the banana tree. Okay, I'm just gonna pull you along now. That's enough. That's enough, Mr. Sniffs. So yeah, hopefully that goes well, and in 9 to 12 months I'll have little baby bananas. They say it's pretty rare. You really have to treat your banana tree right indoors to get it to fruit, but I'm gonna do my darndest. And the other ones should be fine. The philodendron and the Hoya. They look really good in the pictures, and the hanging baskets look nice, so I'm excited for those. They're bigger, more mature, and bushy than I thought they would be. So they picked some good ones for me out of the greenhouse. So yeah, that's everything. That's everything. I'll take pictures of all the plants once I get them in the house and put in their places and acclimated. I'm assuming I'm gonna have a lot of leaf dropping once they get to me. That usually happens from the stress of shipping. So I'll do my best to get them perked up by the time, after a couple weeks. One thing that I thought was interesting about the banana plant is all the YouTube videos that I've been watching, they're like, keep in mind that the banana tree leaves are relatively delicate, and if they don't get enough humidity or this and that, then they can start to split, start to tear. And you want to avoid that. Try to keep them intact and really, beef up the humidity and this and that. And then I get to other videos that are just talking about banana tree care, and they're like out in the field or outdoors, or even some indoor ones, but mainly the ones that are outdoors, just in the wild in their natural habitat. They have tons of split leaves and crispy leaves and stuff because the wind, they get hit with the wind and get thrashed around a little bit. So I'm like, in a perfect world, they would be intact, beautiful leaves, but to be able to navigate the wind and stuff and not completely tear off the tree. They seem to naturally split, so the leaves are just kind of flapping in strips. I'm like, I wonder if that's how it goes. They're adapting. It's life. And they seem to be thriving, and a bunch of them had, one video is like, and we're harvesting our bananas, and it's like a ton of bananas and the leaves look all torn up and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know if it's necessarily about keeping them in like pristine condition. Maybe just visually people like that, but these trees seem to be pretty resilient to when they have to split and tear. But we'll see. I'm gonna do my best to keep them happy and healthy and perfect, but I'm in Colorado trying to grow indoors in Colorado trying to grow this tropical banana tree. So we'll see how successful I am. Apollo, come on, buddy. He was really, really acting strangely during our hike on Saturday. He seemed very on edge and anxious and just kind of like scared and skittish. Like I'd let him off leash, and usually he goes and runs and bounds around and explores, but he was staying like right behind me, and I think it might have been the leaves rustling in the wind, but every sound he was like being really jumpy. He'd hear like a noise and he'd be like, oh, really scared and like kind of freeze. And then at one point I turned around and he was just, his head was darting around and he looked all scared. Come on. And I tried to get him to come to me, and he was acting like he didn't recognize me, and he was scared of me, and like wouldn't come near me for a little bit and looked really skittish, like he didn't know who I was. And I was like, what, dude, what is going on with you? He was just acting very strangely. And then yesterday on our walk and at my mom's house, he was not really listening that well, and he would play with my mom's dog for a little bit, but then like act kind of scared of it, and it's like a quarter of his size. It's like a tiny little dog. So I don't know why he's acting weird. I'm like, is it also, I was talking about how Maverick was in his season and being really restless. I'm like, I wonder if Apollo's also in his season and he's just acting, he's got different hormones and stuff going on. He's just acting kind of strangely. 'Cause yeah, he's just not, he seems very distracted. He's not as, focused as he normally is when we're on walks and stuff. He's just kind of spazzy, I guess is the best word, and just kind of all over the place, doesn't seem to know what's going on. So I'm like, do you have some emotions and some instinct stuff kicking in that's got you all messed up? But I don't remember him being like that last year, around this time. So I don't know. Maybe it's dog puberty or puppy puberty. I don't know. But he's, definitely been in his own world recently, just acting kind of oddly over the weekend. So we'll see what's going on with him, but he's still my baby. He was cuddling me this morning when I was trying to get ready for work. He was like getting like in between my legs when I was trying to put my shoes on. I'm like, hey, give me a minute. So yeah, he's just not being his normal, easygoing, just kind of, all right, over here, that's fine self. He's been very much like, I don't know what's happening. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. But anyway, don't go out in the street, please. Over here. Good boy. Whoa, you got it. So let's get to at least a few comments. We're basically going to go down to the end of the street by Coors, cross over, and come back. I'm not trying to go for a super long walk. I'm still in like my work clothes. I did change my shoes though. Okay. YouTube comments. Heads up everyone. A couple people had asked if I would ever do super chats and stuff. I turned them on my videos, It looks like you really can only do those during lives and premieres. I honestly do not know how it works. I need to watch the tutorials on how super chats and stuff work, but it is turned on now. I just don't know how you go about doing those things. But if you know, and you've been wanting to, send a little tip or thanks my way, you have access to that now. No, I'm not telling you you should or asking you to, but the option is there. I know as much as you do. If you're not familiar with it, I'm not familiar with how it works, so I'll learn more, but it seems like it really only matters when I go live or do a premiere. So I may start doing some more, like maybe a couple scheduled live streams a month or something like that, to like I did with that like live hike. Oh, do you have a bunch of stickers stuck to you? Great. Hold on, everyone. Apollo. What the heck? Oh my gosh. They're all stuck in your fur. Baby, what's going on? Talk to me. Okay, let's go. So yeah, I'll learn more about those and maybe formally introduce them or something like, I don't know. But they're there now. Whatever they are, they're there. Okay. We'll just start with newest, going to oldest. I'll try to do some typed responses at some point this week to get us caught up on some of our legacy comments, because I'm just bad about that. But I'll try to get caught up on those, but we'll start with some new ones. Jolly Rogers, hi, says, I'm bringing in all the subs for you. One of the ladies, this is in regards to my most recent vlog, episode 144. One of the ladies I follow mentioned she had an Alphonse Muka and wanted to do some kind of event around it, and I of course told her about Muka Mania. Don't know if she'll contact you or just join in on the fun. I was hoping you and Ren would collaborate on some paintings anyway. I hope everything works out. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and yeah, thanks for sending people my way. Yeah, I'll be doing the kickoff video for Muka Mania the first week of October. I'm hoping this goes up and then that. That's my plan. But it'll be just a very quick, 2-3 minute video just announcing it. So, yeah, and then again, the Google Doc for signups will go live on November 1st. So, yeah. And it runs through December 31st. No new starts or finishes required. Can be from any shop, anywhere, as long as it's an Alphonse Muka. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and then, and then as far as Ren, yeah, maybe at some point, I did have an email back and forth with Ren today, just letting him know, hey, I filmed my unboxing, so I will send you the link once it's live, and I just gave him my initial feedback. Here's what I really liked. Here's some stuff that I am cautiously optimistic about. But I was just, very upfront about some of the stuff that I was seeing. And let him know as far as a shop spotlight, just with Muka Mania coming up and stuff, that maybe a shop spotlight would be best for me scheduling-wise early next year. And he said that was fine. But yeah, maybe there's an opportunity to collaborate on some images. I'm not sure. So I'll keep you posted, though, and thank you. And then going to my vlog episode 143, Linda Salazar said, if you're good on skincare products you have at home and don't need to restock, then maybe you can use all of your Ulta points for Christmas gifts instead. Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely use a portion of those for Christmas gifts. I just don't have a ton of people in my life that are skincare nerds. Like, my mom will get into it a little bit, but none of the rest of my family is that interested in skincare. And then I do have a couple friends that are into it, but they get loaded up with stuff from my stash already. For instance, I usually will give Dom, like, I'll trial a toner or something, and I'll be like, hey, I've been using this toner for about a month. I really like it. Do you want to finish it up? It's still 4/5 of the way full. Do you want to finish it up for me? Or I'll just give them new stuff. Like I gave MJ who I met through a skincare Facebook group, and now her and Alex are engaged. I introduced them a few years ago. But I gave her a giant bag of stuff that I was like, I just don't know if I'll ever get around to using this, and it expires next year or the year after, and I don't even know if I'll get to it then, and I'm not super motivated to pull it down from the shelf. So I must have given her like 30 or 40 products, all new, unopened. So they get loaded up already. So I don't know if I would, I would go that route of getting a bunch of skincare Christmas gifts. The other thing with my friend group is, when it comes to Christmas, they're very much in the white elephant mindset. So we're not obligated to buy presents for every single one of our friend group. So we'll usually do some sort of holiday party and have a white elephant exchange, and that's that. So my skincare gifts are usually just onesie twosies throughout the year. If there's something in my stash, I'm like, I gave MJ an eczema spray randomly a couple weeks ago because I got a buy one get one free deal, so I gave her the free one. So that's usually how I go about it. I'd rather, maybe this is selfish, I don't know, but I'd rather use my Ulta points in buying all new products that haven't been in my stash for a long time to replenish some stash stuff, or just keep saving them up for like a big purchase. So yeah, but that is a good idea. If I had more people in my life to get gifts for, I would definitely use them for that. Like if I had some more like teens in my immediate, life or vicinity, I would go get a bunch of those gift sets of like a nice brand, like a pricey brand, and be like, okay, I'll get 10 of these. All the girls and boys that are into skincare in my life get a drunk elephant gift set, or a bubble gift set or something. I don't have that. So I'm going to keep banking them, but that's a very good idea. Thank you. Nancy Reagan said, I just got Threads of the Universe and I'm waiting for my enhancement order from DP with Sparklers. Oh, nice. I remember seeing their enhancement pack on their site for that kit. So yeah, that's cool. Thank you for the comment. And then Ida Blum, I'm hoping I said that right. Same vlog, says, Apollo is so beautiful. I'm single too and have 2 hunting Labrador retrievers. That's my baby too. Love my single life and like to buy a house in my future. Wish you the best in your plans to save up money and a nice trip. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely the house thing is kind of number one on my list right now. The trip's kind of on hold or postponed until we figure out a better option, I think. But yeah, house is number one. I will hopefully start seeing the fruits of my savings labor of paying off my car and reducing some bills here in the next couple months. And once that happens, I will most likely be starting a specific separate savings account to start dumping some funds into for that eventuality. I also need to reach out to my stepdad because he's really good about finances and investing and stuff, and see if he might help me put together some sort of investment thing, so I can start putting money into that. I mean, my 401k is doing really well, so I'm actually kind of emboldened to just start dumping a bunch of money into that, because when it does come time to buy a house, then I can take a loan out against myself in my 401k, and I can use that for a down payment. So I'm trying to see what is going to reap me the most benefit. I think just putting it in just a static savings account is probably the least beneficial, because I'm not making any money off of that money sitting there. You know what I mean? But then investing it in stocks is risky. So I'm trying to figure out what the best move is, but that won't start in earnest until the beginning of next year, of where do I put this money, So yeah, and I still have debt to pay off. So a lot of that's going to go into like paying off credit card, wrapping up some medical bills, just kind of tying up a lot of those things so my credit score can pop up. And then I can start just saying, all right, all of this goes right into whatever sort of savings I'm trying to do, you know. So we're still a few months off from me engaging in that kind of stuff, but it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. Where's the button? Oh, there we go. Can you sit for me? Good boy. Thank you. You weren't doing that the other day. Thank you. So yeah, thank you for the comment. Then going to my question of reality paint along week 4, my finish and review. Graham Cracker says, I didn't get to hear the whole series. What I did hear, I enjoyed the music that went along with your paint along was amazing. Oh, thank you. And I'll make sure to let my brother know. Let's go. Let's go. Michelle Bryce says, Anthony, this was a great paint-along series of videos. This was a remarkable painting, and I enjoyed watching your videos. I don't think I could do it, but I am glad you were courageous enough to do it. It turned out gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I am really happy with that, and my coworkers are, like, amazed by it. So, and then Yvette Sutton said, great paint-along. I've really enjoyed doing this alongside you and absolutely loved the finished piece. It took me 18 days. Wow, that is... Yeah, you did some work. That's awesome. To complete, it had me hooked right from the start, and I started from the top. Oh, nice. That's great. And then going to my vlog episode 142, Speechcraft says, I really like your walk-in chats. You keep me company while I'm crafting. Any day you choose will be great. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just doing once a week. I haven't landed on a specific date yet. Last week I did it. I put it up on Tuesday. This week I put it up on Monday. So like kind of beginning of each week is kind of my rough posting schedule now. But I may eventually settle on a single specific date every week. I just, I worry that the second I tie myself to that, my self-sabotaging brain is immediately going to want to procrastinate around it. So right now I'm just saying, film something on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Just make sure it goes up at the beginning of the next week, and that's all that you're holding yourself to right now. So that's kind of what I've been doing, but eventually I might settle on a specific date. But just expect approximately, you know, a week in between for just like long form catch-up vlogs like you've been seeing. And I'm kind of liking the 1 hour-ish time frame. It's kind of perfect for me in Apollo because that kind of gives us just the right amount of time to do our long form walk. So yeah, I'm liking the setup so far. It's been very stress-free, which is nice. Going back to my paint along week 4, Tina LVLLS just gave a bunch of heart emojis. Thank you. And Trin1227 said, great job. I like paint-alongs, no pressure, and it's cool to have so many folks working on one kit. Yeah, it's really cool. I was kind of surprised by how many people were participating. It's really cool. So thank you, everyone. Chocolate Diamond says, hi, I wish I could have done my question of reality along with you in your paint-along, but I have too much going on this month. No worries. I'm glad that you were at least able to watch some of the content, and you'll have to let me know when you do eventually get started on it. Then going to my vlog, episode 142. April Campbell says, hey Anthony, it's been a minute for me watching a vlog from you. Not sure why, but I'm glad to catch up with you again. Summer is still hanging on here in Central Oregon, which is fine because I've been hiking a lot on my weight loss journey and my getting into shape for ski season this year. Oh, yay! So I'm okay with warmish temps for now. It's planning on getting cool starting tomorrow, actually, in the 70s, so that's good. I love seeing the leaves change color on my hikes too. Okay, see you soon virtually, of course. Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much for watching and catching up and following along with me. I always appreciate it. But yeah, the leaves are changing color here. It's been happening faster than I would have liked because we've been really fluctuating temps. We're in like the 80s. The other day we were like in the 90s, and then it dips down to like the 60s and 50s at night. So I think it's just shocking the trees, this like huge fluctuation. So we're not getting this like gradual change of colors. We're like I feel like one day a tree is green and then the next day all the leaves are on the ground. I'm like, oh, okay. I think they're just throwing in the towel, like, okay, either it's summer or it's winter, let's just make it winter and be done for the year. So yeah, but it has been nice. Like, this tree is beautiful in yellow, so we are getting some color changes, but I'm not seeing the like deep reds and oranges. They go from like green to yellow to bare. Come on, buddy. Come on. Do you just want to sniff around here for a little bit? Because you're just pulling me in every which way. So thank you for the comment. And then LET, in regards to my vlog episode 140, says, hi, Anthony and Apollo. Wow, my head is spinning. I feel like whatever you do is your decision. I feel a lot of people probably here, not for the diamond painting necessarily, but for you. I will pass by a blog if it said it was all about skincare, and that isn't for me. I can listen to you talk about everything else. And if I think life this year has taken its toll on us for that reason, I haven't been very productive. I have more kits than I need, but that is because I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone and do different ones. I love listening to you tell something about Jade and other shops. I live in the UK, so buying really isn't an option for me, but it's nice to know about them just in case there is a change or even a destash site. I'm behind on listening to your vlogs just because my mind has been so busy, but it hurts and nothing is making it relax. Oh no, I'm sorry. I hope things are easing up for you. That's always difficult. Hop up. Good boy. Yeah, that sucks, and I totally feel you. I have been in and out of those mental stages. I mean, not only this year, but whole life, I guess, here and there. But certainly this year, just like in and out of just being in my own head, and yeah, just trying to. This year has, as far as aging goes, has hit me a lot harder than it ever has in the past in terms of what does the next stage of my life look like, and why haven't I been trying to work on XYZ this entire time, and I'm so far behind where I thought I might be at this stage, and does that even mean anything? Like, that's all relative to the person, and am I happy? Like a lot of that inner turmoil right now around you're couple years away from being 40, and what do you want, and what are you hoping for, and what does your future look like? And stop living day to day, week to week, and start thinking bigger picture, but that's scary. So yeah, I feel like I've spent my whole life, adult life, kind of playing whack-a-mole with things. Like, things come up, you put out the fires, and then just wake up the next day and do your best to do it all over again. And I feel like I've been so short-sighted, and it's starting to that's starting to come around to bite me in the butt, But then again, it's like I'm also in a relatively good place comparatively to where I've ever been before. So why are these feelings popping up when I'm comfortable? And I've talked about this in a previous vlog of it's that I think it's just living with kind of low level underlying constant anxiety where things are going pretty good right now, but that freaks me out, because I'm not playing whack-a-mole with something, or I'm not stressing about how I'm going to pay this bill or take care of this, those things are I'm starting to actually take care of those things. And so it's like, well, where do I place that stress now? I've spent my whole life being in a constant state of mild panic about one thing or another. And so now that I'm starting to address those things, I don't have an outlet for that energy. And so now my stress is, well, you haven't done this, or get ready, in X amount of years, you need to be able to figure out how to care for your mom in her elder years, and you are not financially set up to care for her. Are you going to move in with her? Are you going to pay for this? Are you going to do in-home? Like, my head is in this place of like, you better get ready for the next like 10 to 15 years, and just start prepping. And I feel so stressed about like, why didn't I think about this stuff 20 years ago and already be in a place where I'm like, there is a stack of money set aside for mom. There is a stack of money set aside for a house. There's a stack of money set aside for emergencies, rather than how I've always lived my life is like something happens and I scramble to figure it out. I stress and stress and stress and get past it, and then the next, then something else happens. I was talking to my roommates about the car being paid off, and it's like, it's so weird because ever since I have financed vehicles, I've been in various positions where I was late on a payment or payments, and I'd be keeping a passive ear open for the repo man to come, because I'm like, yeah, I know I'm 40 days late. I know I'm 50 days late. And now I've paid it off, and I'm still in this mindset of like, sometimes a loud truck will drive by and I'm like, I kind of hold my breath and think, oh crap, are they coming for the car? And I'm like, no, it's mine now. And so that's just kind of, it's like this traumatic response. Like, loud noises, loud truck diesel noises, is that something I need to be concerned about? So yeah, it's, all it means is it's time for like serious professional therapy to start working through a lot of this stuff and learn how to be happy with where I'm at today while still optimistically planning for the future, and not planning for the future in like a panic. Like, oh my God, I need to get all of this stuff set up 10 years ago, and living in that like sense of impending doom or impending financial despair, because I'm not in that place right now, but I can't pull myself out of that mindset, because it's how I've spent 37 years, or I guess 19 years as an adult or whatever, after age 18, of having some level of stress around paying for stuff, or affording when emergencies happen, or thinking about, okay, how far can I push out being late on rent before it becomes awkward, And now I feel a little bit better, moderately better. It'll get better and better over time, but I need to figure out how to change that mindset into being more happy currently and happily optimistic about the next steps, rather than like just constantly clenching my teeth about what horrible thing might be around the corner that I'm not financially or mentally prepared to handle. So yeah, I just want to be in a place where if something happens, I'm not going to scramble, and it's going to be stressful, but not as intensely stressful, like can't sleep because I know that I've got to come up with the money for the next car payment or this and that, and I think when I can get to that place, I think that'll help really drastically with my like expenditure, like my spending patterns in regards to like shopping and like, collecting diamond paintings and skincare and all of this stuff, because I think that is like, I really lean on those little $50 here, $30 here, even going out to eat, those little hits of dopamine that kind of make me feel better, even though in the grander scale I need to be saving, but it's like, I think it's like a little moment of escape from the bigger stressors that are looming, And so I think I've just put myself in this self-imposed like vicious cycle of always stressing about bills and all that stuff. And then the way I make myself feel better is by spending. So it's like burning the wick at both ends, And I'm putting myself in these positions even deeper. But again, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm almost there. And so, but I can't get out of that headspace yet, or I haven't figured out how to. And maybe it'll just take time and just take practice of just setting money aside. I feel like all of my vlogs recently have been talking about finances, but it's really, it just speaks to how much it is in my head, and it's something I'm willing to look at in the face right now and try to own. Whereas before it was just like, don't think about that, That's probably why I never talked about it, because there's a sense of shame that comes along with that too. So, of course I'm not going to want to talk about all that stuff during a vlog when I'm in a super rough spot, or just placed a $200 order with Diamond Art Club when my car payment was due 36 days ago, It's not comfortable talking about lack of financial responsibility, or just like the psychological, I don't know if you want to call it deficiency or struggle that comes along with not, I don't know. It's never been something I've wanted to talk about, especially when things are going, I'm having a bad spot. For instance, last year around this time, when my car broke down and I was really struggling with trying to figure out how I was going to pay for that car repair if the warranty wouldn't cover it, I did mention it, but I did not talk about how many sleepless nights I had, or taking an Uber or Lyft to work because I didn't know what I was going to do, and just like bawling my eyes out a couple of times, not knowing if I was going to have a car to get to work anymore, and thinking about, okay, I got to figure out public transportation because my car is basically just a brick now. And there was 2 months there where I was just at a loss. This is it. I might lose my job. What if I become homeless because I can't get to work reliably? What about this? What about that? And just really spiraling. And of course I did not want to talk about that. And just keep talking about diamond painting and, ooh, I bought a couple new kits. This makes me feel like I have control over something, And so maybe the fact that I'm willing to bring it up now, it just means that I am processing that stuff a little bit better and thinking about it a little bit more critically, rather than just I'm going to go ahead and put a blanket over this full-length mirror because I cannot look at myself right now, or look at my situation. So, but I also understand that that's not everybody's situation, and so maybe hearing about it that much feels a little grating. I am not trying to boast that, hey, I'm no longer worried about my car being repossessed. Throw the confetti at me, That is not it at all. I'm basically saying I'm barely, in my 38 years of life, barely getting to the point where I'm not running from a giant dollar sign or a giant flying bill that's been chasing me for 3 decades. So it's those little baby steps, By the time I'm 90, I might be able to be like, you know what, I'm not worried about things right now. But it's certainly not the case. I still have a long, long way to go, and a lot of growing up to do when it comes to that type of stuff. But I'm feeling better than I ever have, and that scares me. So I need to work through that too. Thank you for listening. Okay, where were we? We're walking way further than I thought we were, because I wanted to gab. Okay. I truly just want you to be happy, and if diamond painting isn't at the moment, that is up to you. I love your walk-arounds, probably, as I don't go out, LOL, so your beautiful scenery. Are you loving the scenery right now? Makes me smile. Come over here. Good boy. Let's see, you know what we can do? I don't know if it's charged, because it's been a minute, but I did put it in my pocket, thinking this might happen. Hold on, everyone. Oh no. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Something I keep meaning to ask when the ads come on, if we don't watch the full thing, says skip. Do you get less on YouTube? In this last video, there were 6 adverts, which isn't a problem. I just wasn't sure if I needed to watch all for your benefit. I hope you and Apollo are great. Well, I'll tell you the honest answer, but I'll tell you what my opinion is on it. Yes, you do have to watch through on ads and not hit skip for it to impact my AdSense. So watching through the ads gives me, you know, an extra percentage of a penny every time that you let those ads play through. That's just how they work. They want you to see and get fed the advertisement in full, and that's how I get my little kickback. My opinion is, do what makes sense for you. There are some times when I watch content that has ads where my hands are busy, I'm just passively listening, so I'm too lazy or too into what I'm doing, it be it diamond painting or whatever, that I just let the ad play through because I'm in a place where I don't want to hit the skip button. So I just let the ads play through. Other times when I'm trying to like consume the content, I want to know the things, I'll hit skip. I also do it sometimes based off of what and who I am watching. So if it's a content creator or somebody that I want to show that support to, then I will watch it all the way through knowing that that helps them out. Other times I'm like, nah, I don't know who this content creator is or whatever, and I would just want to get through it, then I will hit skip. So it's up to you. I'm not telling or asking you to do anything. I get it. Ads can be annoying, and if you have the opportunity to skip them and you so choose, then I hold it against no one. I do the exact same thing. But the honest answer is, the way for me to truly reap all of the benefits of having AdSense engaged is for someone to watch the videos, watch the ads all the way through. So yeah, but do what you would like. I am not bothered either way. And I do not rely on my AdSense for, it's not a significant means of income. It is really like, maybe I'll, like for instance, I bought those 2 kits from Diamond Art Emporium. Those cost as much as like a month's revenue from AdSense. So it helps me in that regard. But yeah, it's not a make or break for me. You're not taking food out of Apollo's mouth by hitting skip by any means. We're doing okay. Thank you for the comment. Let's see how we're looking on. I've got 1% battery. Hold on. Okay, sorry everyone. We're back in business here. I'm going to vlog 143. Linda Salazar. Oh, wait, nope. I did all of those. Let me refresh these. Okay. Going back to vlog 132, let's go to the Stanley Hotel. Mia, hi Mia, said thank you for taking us along. I love the walkthrough town the most. If I remember correctly, we have Denmark's biggest free outdoor playground here in town. I spent so much time there when I was a kid, and today it is even bigger with a lot of new stuff we didn't have. Oh, that's awesome. They also have animals. Some of them you can walk into and pet them. Oh, like a little petting zoo. That's really cool. Oh, this is very... They could do a little haunted hallway in this scaffolding. This is cool. Yeah, that's awesome. The largest outdoor park. That's cool. Thank you for the comment. Then going to my unboxing of Scarlet Macaw. Graham Cracker said, very pretty. What I'm beginning to realize is that I really like canvases with bright, vibrant colors. Yeah, I'm pretty eclectic when it comes to my diamond paintings, as I'm sure you know. But I like having some kind of either bright, vibrant kit, usually in round, usually with enhancements, at my disposal when I need it. But I've been starting to lean more and more towards like big poppy bright enhancement kits as opposed to something more muted that I enhance, like Scarlet Macaw, like Pride, all those big bright poppy round drill canvases that I can get some sparklers on pretty easily. I love having one of those in the mix on the go when I need it, as a little break from my tans and browns and my old masters and that kind of thing. Not that there aren't brightly colored old masters, but you know what I mean. A lot of those lend themselves to browns and more muted tones, at least the ones that I pick. You know, think of Medusa, and Patroclus is now going to be another one. Last Supper, that's in my stash. A lot of those big old masters, and a lot of those artists used a lot of neutrals. Thank you for the comment. Going to my finish and review of Flower Buns by Yume Art. Graham Cracker goes on to say, I've had this in my stash since the Black Friday sale and just got around to working on it. I think this is my favorite painting I've done so far. Oh, that's awesome. I'm almost finished, and she's absolutely beautiful. I didn't add any enhancements, but she is gorgeous just the way she is. Yeah, for sure. That one I've seen a lot of finishes on the Diamond Art Club site, and then people just doing like finish and reviews and stuff, and I don't think there's any way that you can do that one without it looking amazing, being straight up or with some extra goodies. It's just a beautiful image. And I think there's some more from that style from Yume Art of kind of like flowers in the hair kind of girls. I want to say there's at least one other one that's maybe done with like some blues or something. It'd be cool to have them as a series. So yeah, thank you for the comment. Then going to my unboxing of Zodiac. Whiskey Witch, I love that name, says, I did this one by Distracted by Diamonds and I wanted to throw it away. Canvas was greasy and drills were horrible. I hope the DAC version is a lot better. Oh no, that's a bummer. You know what's funny? And hopefully the person that bought it from me had a better experience than that, but I de-stashed that kit last summer or 2 summers ago because I wasn't super happy with the rendering. What do you see? Oh, is that a bunny? And the canvas was cut cockeyed. So the canvas, it didn't cut into the diamond painted image, but the border was cut at a really odd angle, and it actually, the serging and the scalloped cut off, the serging and scalloping around the edges cut off part of the legend, so you couldn't really see the symbols and stuff because it was all punched and cut. And so I was just like, I just don't know when I'll ever get around to this. I have some concerns just on what I'm seeing, and there was a lot of fraying around the edges right out of the box. And so I ended up de-stashing it at a deep discount, and somebody snagged it. So hopefully they had an okay time with it. I don't think I've ever gotten, maybe a couple times I've gotten feedback on kits that I've de-stashed, but I haven't had anyone be like, you sent me, you didn't send me what you sold, in terms of quality. So hopefully everyone's happy with what they got. But yeah, I'm so sorry about that. And I would only imagine that the Diamond Art Club one wouldn't have those specific issues just because it's Diamond Art Club, but you never know. Mia says about the same unboxing. Hey, love, I absolutely loved to work on her. Okay, so there's some feedback that she loved working on Zodiac. And the end result is stunning. You know I love popping colors, but for this canvas, the muted colors are just perfect. Nice, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm excited to get started on that one eventually, at some point in my future. What is it, buddy? We're about to walk into the park. And then Tracy Cruz says, oh, hello, gorgeous. I was thinking I may get this for next summer with the Masters. Love this. Yay, I'm glad you like the unboxing. Yeah, that's on my short list for summer with the Masters next year. To add to the rotation, I'm almost certain I will still have Garden of Earthly Delights going. I may have that diamond painting shop, Van Gogh, kitted up, ready to go for it. So yeah, there's lots of options, but certainly Garden of Earthly Delights. There's just no way that I'll get that done by next summer. It's too much. It's just too much. Too big. Then going to my unboxing of Lost Oasis by Nathaniel Mortensen. Chocolate Diamond says, most folk were not happy with the new boxing, so you'll be happy that is gone back to the old sizing without the shelf. Oh, that's good to hear. Some people, I got at least one comment from somebody that was like, I really like the added box. And it's not a matter of like, is it nice or is it not nice? For me, it's like, is this necessary? And is it necessary? Is this unnecessary waste? And I still lean on it being unnecessary waste. So I'm glad that they're continuing to tweak that. Thank you for the comment. Going back to my unboxing of Zodiac, Gina George says, good day from Australia, Anthony, a newbie to diamond art, and I'm really enjoying your channel. Seems we have very similar taste in art. I have very similar taste in art to you. I'm wondering, what do you do with all your finished art, and is it necessary to seal paintings when they're done, or does that detract from the sparkly quality they have? Thank you so much for all of the time you put into your videos. So as far as what I do with my diamond paintings, I hang them, almost all of them. I think there's only currently 2 of my finished diamond paintings that I don't have hung up. Quite a few of them I've given away as gifts, so I don't have to worry about having all of them hung up. And I'm also lucky enough to work at an office that lets me display my finished diamond paintings all over the office. I think I counted, I have 23 diamond paintings hanging up at work right now, and then I have the rest of them hanging up at home. Like I said, I think I have one or 2 left that are not displayed. And I think the only one I can call out is City Dreams by Wes Reader and Distracted by Diamonds. The only reason that's not hung up is I don't know where it is. It's in a storage tube, like a black blueprint tube, somewhere in the house. It's either underneath one of my bookshelves, or it is in the garage, or it's in my storage down in the basement. I can't find it. If I could find it, I know I stored it because I finished that right around Thanksgiving or Christmas last year, and I didn't have time to paint the border, or I didn't find time to paint the border before I moved. So I was like, I'll just pack this away. Then when I move, I'll finish it up, paint the border, and get it hung. That never happened, and I don't know where it is. So when I do find it, I will paint the border and I will display it at work. I just don't know where it is. But yeah, I paint the border and hang up all of my diamond paintings. If I didn't work where I work and could use the office as an art gallery, then I would have a lot more rolled up and hidden, tucked away somewhere, and I would just rotate them on and off my walls. I have thrown away some completed diamond paintings in my time because I didn't necessarily want to hang them on my own walls at home, and they wouldn't be the best to hang up at work. The most recent one, and I hate saying this, but I threw away oh my gosh, it's from Ivy Dollamore. It was a round drill kit, and it was that girl with like the little devil like lingerie on, and she was breathing acid or something. Do you remember that? Do you remember what I'm talking about? I did enhancement on it. I finished it, I think, late last year or the year before. I don't remember. But I brought that into the office because I need to be better about this, but I never really look at my art, my completed pieces as, is this too overtly racy or not? Like, it doesn't click in my head always of like, oh, I can see a little bottom of a bare butt cheek and there's some cleavage. And maybe it's because I don't know. I'm just going to be straight up. I think it's because I don't see the like female figure in a sexual connotation. I see it as something just there and beautiful, but not in like a ooh la la kind of way necessarily. I don't know what it is. That's kind of where what I think is going on. But I did not think of that as a racy image when I brought it into work. It was just a diamond painting of a girl or a woman. And then I brought it into work and put it up at my cubicle. And I was like, oh, one of my coworkers, a coordinator, I was like, oh, hey, I won't say her name. It's like, hey, come take a look at this one. And she's like, oh, that one's a little spicy, huh? I don't think she used those terms, but I could tell that she was like, I don't think you should hang that up at work, you know? A little devil girl with like her butt kind of showing. And yeah, and then it made me realize like, oh, this is borderline, if not completely inappropriate for work. And so I was like, okay, I can't hang it up at work, or I shouldn't hang it up at work. I don't want to hang this up at home. It's not really my vibe. I had it hanging in my last place, but only because I just didn't have as many finished paintings, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I think it was because I had my whole office was all Ivy Dollamore, so it was just like that one artist in that room. So I threw it away. I took it down in the office and I was like, am I going to take this home? And I was like, nah, I think I'm just going to get rid of it. I just don't know where I'll put this, you know? So I did get rid of that one, and I can't remember, I can't remember if that was limited edition or not, but I definitely kicked myself a little bit. Like a few days later, I'm like, what if I can't ever get that kit again? And I'm trying to be an Ivy Dollamore completionist, you know? So I might just never have the chance to do that one again. But yeah, I forget what it was called. I feel like it was called like Breath something. I don't know, but yeah, I took it to work and my coworker was like, uh-oh, I don't think you can display that. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. What was how did I not think of that this isn't okay? I was like, I just felt like a little sense of like, okay, we just got to get rid of this thing right now. So I just took it down, rolled it up, and took it to the little trash can outside. I was like, okay, that never happened, just kidding. And then a few days later, I'm like, darn it, I should have just brought that home. But so everything's hung up. As far as sealing diamond paintings, I typically only seal them if I'm giving them away as gifts, because I don't know how it's going to get battered and beaten up and manhandled by the person I'm gifting it to. And sometimes I'll give diamond paintings to people, and I never expect people to hang them up, but I know there's a chance it'll get rolled up and thrown under a bed. Like, thank you so much, Anthony. This is I love it. It's wow, thank you. And then I walk out the door and they're like, get this out of here, you know? So I assume they get thrown under a bed or not handled well, especially since a couple of them I've given away. Like, one was to my brother, who I know isn't like a fan of art and like won't go get it framed. And then my buddy Jeff, who I gave Astronomer to, I think he hung it up, but I don't know. And then Joe has, my current roommate, he has Where the Fun Never Ends. I gave that to him, and he told me straight up, he's like, I love it, and I show it off to people when they come over, but it's not something I'd hang up. Like, I'm not gonna hang up like one of my favorite cartoons, like a poster, you know. It's really cool and I like having it, but it's not art that I would hang up. So he takes it in and out of that thing, the tube I put it in, a lot, because we'll have like a party or whatever, and he'll be like, oh, check this out. Like, we'll be talking about Adventure Time because it's one of his favorite shows. And he'll be like, oh, check out this thing that Anthony made me. And he'll go get the tube, pull it out, unroll it, show it off, ooh, ah, then roll it back up and throw it back in the tube. And I believe he does that relatively frequently. So that thing gets abused because it's unrolled and rolled and flexed and moved. And so I seal my gifted paintings, because the ones that I keep, I usually always hang them up, or if I'm going to roll them up and store them, they're going to be in that storage for a long time. But I'd say 95% of them get hung up. So, and it depends on the sealant. Everyone has different methods and products that they use, and they'll say this doesn't dull the sparkle as much or more than or less than whatever. For me, I have used several different diamond painting sealers, and I've never known one of them to dull the sparkle to a point that I was like, oh, that is really dull. I've used the Tombow Mono Aqua Glue, and I have a video on it. I won't get into it, but that works really good. It's just like a crafting glue with the brush applicator. I've used a liquid sealer from Diamond Painting Shop. It's just like a thin liquid. That worked really well. I have noticed that it did retain a little bit of tack to it, even after all this time. It's on Masks by W.T. Benda that I did. And so I've noticed that kit has collected dust. The dust sticks to it. So the dust is starting to dull the sparkle. And then like dust and fuzzies and linties. And I tried to wipe it down with like a moist cloth, and all that did was kind of push the dust into the crevices in between the drills. So that kit's looking a little dingy, a little worse for wear. I may end up throwing that away and getting Masks from Jaded Gem Shop and trying again, because it looks like a dirty canvas, especially since there's a lot of 310 and black on that. You can see all the little bits and bobs. So I don't know if I'd recommend that sealer. And then the last thing, and the most recent thing I've been using, is just high shine dry finish hairspray. And I've heard people, I think Mia was saying that she's heard from other people that hairspray can yellow over time. I haven't been diamond painting long enough to see the effects of that, and the people that I've hairsprayed their kits have not given me that feedback. But I spray a ton of hairspray all over a finished canvas, and it's mainly to create a seal for any drills that are slightly popped up. It'll get in between that gap and dry and harden to make sure that those drills stay in place. So I really like it to settle in between the drills just to hold them down, as opposed to like sealing over the top of them necessarily. But the dry finish hairspray doesn't leave a tack. The high shine leaves a nice sheen to them, so it doesn't dull the sparkle. It's cheap. I'm able to do several kits with the can. I usually just go to TJ Maxx or Marshall's and go to the hair care area and find a clearance hairspray that meets those needs. I don't do like a wet finish because I don't want it to stay tacky. I try to do something that has a dry finish but a high shine. And I haven't noticed any issues. I worry about the hairspray eating up the adhesive and causing drills to fall off, but I've never experienced that. So I don't know if there's certain brands I should or shouldn't be using. I just go with whatever is on sale at TJ Maxx. It's like, oh, $3.50 on clearance, perfect. The most recent one I was using was a Chi hairspray that I got on clearance, and it worked really well. So do your research. Don't count on me. I have a tough time recommending stuff like that because I play it pretty fast and loose. And so I'd hate for someone to be like, well, Anthony said I could use hairspray. I bought this hairspray and all my drills are falling off my canvas or it's completely dulled. So I just be careful. Do as I don't do. I don't know whatever that saying is. Don't do what I do, but I will tell you what I do, but it's not an endorsement. um, so yeah, but yeah, hopefully that helps out. Thank you for the comment. Going back to my unboxing of Zodiac, J Pat says, I have this one in my stash, one of several Mukas. I had the same enhancement ideas too. Great minds think alike. Look forward to your finish next year or whenever. Nice, thank you. Chocolate Diamond says, it's beautiful. I ordered it for my birthday, but like you, I'll save mine for summer with the Masters. Yay! Yeah, I have no plans on doing that any sooner than that. So yeah. Let's go this way, baby. Should we cross the street again and get back into the neighborhood and avoid the street? Let's go this way. Exercising always makes me... Well, I've just been really sniffly. Like the past couple months, I feel like I always get like this when seasons change, but I feel like because the weather has been so all over the place, what is normally like, okay, you're gonna be sniffly and kind of congested and maybe have some irritated eyes and stuff for like a month. I feel like it's been going on for like 3 months already, just because it's like, it's cold, it's hot, it's super hot, it's extra cold, it's rainy. It's like, I feel like that everything's just, anything on the ground and in the air that can get kicked up has just been kicked up all summer. And so I like, especially when I'm out here walking by all the trees and the gardens and stuff, I start to get more and more congested and just runny / congested. I feel like it's just all over the place. And sometimes I go back and listen to my videos, I'm like, oh, I sound so stuffed up. But we just, it's fall, but then we have a few days of summer, and then extra fall, and then super summer. It's like nothing's consistent anymore when it comes to weather patterns. It's just a mess. And so my sinuses become a mess. Okay, going to my unboxing of Lost Oasis. Alicia Cowens says, I've been watching your channel for quite some time, enjoying your content without commenting, but the belly laugh you inspired after you said all you have to do is sacrifice a goat over it deserves some sort of acknowledgement. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you for watching along. And yeah, I don't mind people working and lurking. I don't expect everyone to comment. It's just nice to know that I've got some support there. So I appreciate it. And yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. But it's so true. It's like, I feel like a lot of times when I get on that Diamond Art Club VIP Facebook group, people are so diehard DAC fans that you cannot even hint at being disappointed or questioning a decision they're making or not making without somebody jumping in to either just out and out say you're wrong, they're always right, or coming up with really not as crazy as, you know, I was exaggerating sacrifice ago, you know, I was playing into that, but you know what I mean, where like people will give you solutions to like a concern you have that are so far and above what the, like, it's more of a problem to solve the problem. You know what I mean? Like, and I see it a lot with their pens and like tips and accessories. It's like, oh, if that doesn't work for you, wrap a bunch of washi tape around it or glue it in, this and that, and that'll work. And it's like, no, if it doesn't work for someone, maybe the answer is, hey, there's another shop or another product that seems like it'll serve you better for your specific needs. It's not a one size fits all for every single thing, but people want to push a square peg into a round hole just for the sake of making sure that it's a Diamond Art Club, you know? There's some people out there that might like computer rendering far better than how Diamond Art Club does their hand charting. You know, there might be some people out there that would prefer that versus the hand rendering, but God forbid you say anything like that. Like if I was to get on the Diamond Art Club site and be like, you know, at the end of the day, I just don't like sometimes the chunky, color blocking, heavy rendering style on Diamond Art Club kits, especially when it comes to old masters for the most part, and most especially Alphonse Muka's, in my opinion. They look better from other shops. Even Diamond Painting Shop, who does hand rendering, their hand rendering is less chunky. They still do more blending in terms of like more finite like swoops and circles. Like if you were to say, I'm gonna get a custom kit of a black circle on a white background from Diamond Art Club, Jaded Gem Shop, and Diamond Painting Shop, I'd say the most smooth circle will come from Jade. Then the next smooth would be Diamond Art Club, and then the Diamond Painting Shop, and then the Diamond Art Club one would be like a flat top, and then flat side, you know, it's more pixelated. But God forbid I say that on the Diamond Art Club site, probably get torn to pieces. The most recent thing, and it also, a lot of the times it happens with changes that they do, and people will be like, oh, I prefer the old box, and someone will be like, well, the reason, you know, like, you're wrong, they're right, you know, and it's just like, calm down, maybe for this person, it's just not gonna work, you know. So if I was to complain about that pen, I'm sure I'd get shot down. The most recent thing, this will be the last comment, by the way, thank you. The most recent thing is one of those, the first word that popped in my head is stupid, but I know that's probably not nice, but I'm gonna use it until I come up with a different word. But those stupid trading cards that they're doing now, my opinions on those are fed by the conversation on the Diamond Art Club Facebook group that I hear around them. So that's why I'm landing on the word stupid. But this whole hubbub about these trading cards and what value they hold, and I collect a certain amount and then I get this, but I have to do a combination of this color with this thing and then I'll get this free. It is so maybe it's because it makes no gosh darn sense to me at this stage. I'm like, I can't wrap my head around what even is this supposed to be. Like, if fine enough if they were to send a little trading card that was maybe even a sticker, that way you could use it in your logbook or something. But the fact that there's like an arbitrary value attached to each one, and like different colors of the metallic background differentiate between like rarity and stuff. Like, I feel like they're trying to do this like Pokemon trading card thing within the diamond painting itself, and it seems a little misguided. Like, I don't know who came up with this idea, but I think really what it does at the end of the day is it keeps people talking about Diamond Art Club and keeps engagement high, because now there's all this hubbub about the cards, and look, I got these 3 cards and in these kits, and now I have this and this and this, and it's like none of this really at the end of the day means anything, but it keeps people, it gives you another thing to to be like, look what I got, you know, and now I've got 14 uh I've got 14 Charizards and 2 Pikachus, so now I can get $10 off. Like, it's all just, it's messy, it's confusing, at least in my opinion, and it's, I don't know, it's just, I feel like there should be a whole separate Facebook group now devoted to Diamond Art Club trading cards so people can like talk about their cards, and it's like, does one card plus another one give like that card a power up, or like am I battling other diamond painters with my set of cards? Like, to what end, you know? Like, what is this? Like, just even though your cover minders were broken 80% of the time, give me a damn cover minder. I can put it on my fridge and that's that. I don't have to have like a spreadsheet that's like, okay, well, um, my card of pride has 2 firepower, which means I'll get $5 off. But if I combined it with my Black Pearl Superpower card, my Ivy Dollamore Superpower card, that means that I get $20 off. But now I need to add my Platinum Dakota Detweiler Octopus card, and now I get a free Camaro. Like, it's just all so random and arbitrary and like nonsensical, like how it all supposed to work. And it's like, I don't know who hit who clicked on yes, but make it convoluted button when they were deciding what to do with these cards. But it's just so silly, and it makes sense why there's so many questions on the Diamond Art Club Facebook group of like, what are these cards? And then of course people roll in and they're like, well, if you would have seen the email that come out, you would have known that 3 of these plus 4 of those times 2 divided by your power card means that you get, and it's just like, enough. Just admit that this is a bad idea, you know, at least in my opinion. If you have it mastered, then you probably feel completely differently. But I read that email and I know there's like custom kits involved or something like that. And I'm like, this is just, I don't like it. I don't like the collect and win scenario because it encourages you to over purchase in order with the hope of getting, in the hope of getting that thing that you want, you know? Like, just let me pay for my product and let that be the end of it, you know? And the points structure makes a lot of sense. I spend $1, I get this amount. And if I spend a certain threshold, now that I get 1.2 point, you know, 1.2 times points or double points or whatever. Like, that's fine. But to add this whole trading cards with value attached to them thing layered on top of all of that, it's just telling people, spend wildly, because you never know if you're gonna get a card, and if a card was in that run of kits, you never know, so you should just spend the money just to make sure, and then maybe you'll get $5 off after you spend 500 or 1,000, you know. And then I could absolutely see a different Anthony and a different mindset buying every new release. That way I could get that coveted custom from Diamond Art Club. It's like, by the time I spent money on kits that I didn't need in hopes that I would get enough Black Diamond Platinum Plus trading cards to get the custom, I could have bought several custom kits from Jaded Gem Shop and been very happy instead of a bunch of pieces of cardboard. It just seems it seems predatory towards the excessive purchasing of diamond paintings in that need to quote unquote collect them all. It's try again, Diamond Art Club. Just pick something else. I'd rather you add another tier to your rewards points for like elite members. I would almost say develop some sort of Diamond Art Club subscription, where rather than like mystery boxes, it's maybe like $50 a month, $100 a month or whatever. And every month we get a curated selection of an accessory, 2 kits, a cover, like a little, subscription box of Diamond Art Club goodies. And then you can really clear out some of those kits that just aren't selling, and let people build their stashes that way. And at least that you're getting goods in exchange for the product, which you are anyway. Like, these trading cards are just an extra, but it's an extra with the subtext of you're gonna want to buy kits that you wouldn't normally buy because you might get a super plus water card or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but you know what I mean? Like, it feels, I've said this before, it feels a little icky to throw that in. I don't know. I'm sure it comes from a place of meaning well, I'm sure. Like, people are complaining that they're not getting their cover minders and stuff, so here's something that we can do instead. I just don't like the collect to win piece of it. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. I guess the more I talk it through, I understand the concept. I just don't think there's better ways. There's better ways to get people some cool stuff, Even if how about this? Rather than cards and you have to get the right combination of cards and you never know, maybe it's for every 15 kits you buy, you get a custom. Love ya, Like, there's got to be some sort of equated value that they know in their minds of, like, okay, in order for it to be worth us doing a custom kit or something like that, we need a customer to spend $1,000 to make it worth our while. Then just say that, rather than scattering that across all these different cards and stuff. Because in my head, it's like, okay, well, now they're saying, well, we know it costs $1,000, or we need $1,000 from someone, or $500 to make it worth our while. But wouldn't it be nice if we could get $2,000 out of them with these cards? Wouldn't that be nice? That's kind of how it feels. So, I don't know. Diamond Art Club's going to send me an email saying, our lawyer will be contacting you soon. I'll be like, okay, well, here's my phone number if they need to call me, I guess. They've treated me right all along, but I gotta call it like I see it. And this whole trading card business seems ill-advised at best and predatory at its worst. How about that? Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thank you all for the comments. We got caught up to where we're now at, like, stuff that was a month or later ago. So I'll keep picking at it. But yeah, leave in the comments how things are going for you. Like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye.